So we're here with Super Bowl expert Connor Irey, aka Fonz, and we're just going to talk to you today about what you think about the Super Bowl.
All right.
So we'll start out. We had the final, Seattle winning 43-8. Peyton Manning didn't have his best game. Russell Wilson maybe the game of his career. So what do you think about that, Fonz?
Well, I'll tell you what. Russell Wilson can throw that football. You know, I don't think he had an interception the whole game, which is awesome compared to what Peyton Manning did with that pick six that he threw to the MVP of the game, Malcolm Smith, who also had 10 tackles.
Here we are with soccer expert Michael John Malone, and this weekend, obviously the big weekend in the Premier League, a couple different results. What did we get this weekend?
Yesterday actually, or maybe it was the day before that, Man City played against Chelsea, and Man City was home, and shockingly Chelsea won 1-0 with a goal by Branislav Ivanovic in the 32nd minute.
So this weekend, big matchup in the Premier League, Liverpool playing Arsenal at home. What are you thinking for the results of that game?
I think it's going to be a close one. Both are two very high-powered offenses. But I think Arsenal's going to get the win, even though they're away at Anfield, personally.
And I'd have to disagree with you there. I pick Liverpool. They're a dynamic team and they're growing. I think Arsenal, dealing with injuries in the midfield especially, they're going to have some trouble this weekend playing at Liverpool. But tell me what you think about Luis Suarez, obviously the Liverpool striker.
He's still leading the league with 23 goals currently, over Sergio Aguero from Manchester City, who has 15 goals. So Suarez is 8 goals up.
And let's remember that Suarez was out for a period during the season, so we don't even know what the goal count could be for him.
I mean, he's playing out of his mind, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
And he's having a great season. And Liverpool's also doing very well as a team, still in 4th, and can only get better, I'm sure.
And also Daniel Sturridge, accompanied with Daniel Sturridge and Luis Suarez on the same team, 2 of the top 4 goal scorers in the Premier League. How do you think that duo is going to do against Arsenal?
Arsenal's defense is strong. They got Sanya and Vermaelen, but I do agree that Suarez and Sturridge are too much for Arsenal's defense. But Arsenal's got a good goalie in Chesney, and they also have a great attack with Olivier Giroud and a good midfield with Ramsey and Messi Ozil. So
obviously Olivier Giroud hasn't been the biggest presence on the Arsenal team. What does he have to do this weekend against Liverpool to give him that extra boost?
I just think he needs to keep his head out of the stats, obviously. He doesn't have as many goals as Suarez or as Sturridge. He's sitting at 10. He's currently tied for 6th in the league in goals. But I just think he needs to keep his, head focused and mind in the game.
And looking at the teams in the relegation spot, we have Fulham, Cardiff, and West Ham. What do those teams need to do to get out of the relegation zone and stay another year in the Premier League?
The bottom of the table is all the points wise. All these teams are very close. So you just got to win games and you got to get the results you want. Even if it's just ties and single points, you got to stay out of that relegation zone. You don't want to have to be playing, league down next year. So.
Okay. Yeah. And looking forward to the end of the year, who do you see in the top 4 spots moving on to the Champions League?
Manchester United, my bad, is out of it right now. They're currently in 7th, but I see them making a run at the top 4. I'm not sure if they will end up in the top 4. The top 4 base as of right now, what we have with Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester City, and Arsenal, I kind of like that top 4, and I think it will most likely stay that way. But if anyone's going to make a run at it, I feel as if Manchester United will do it.
Okay. So here we are with NHL and hockey expert Kyle Williams, and we're going to do a little bit of Canes talk here. So the Canes lost one last night with about a minute left. It's been an up and down season, obviously, and we're 3 points out of the playoffs. What do the Hurricanes need to do looking forward to secure that spot come April?
Obviously they're in a tight race, their whole division, or other than Pittsburgh, everyone's within a 10-point window. Obviously Skinner's having a huge year. If he keeps up this pace, they should get some solid scoring for the rest of the year. Maybe if they want to make some moves at the trade deadline and try and add another forward to increase the scoring depth, that could help. But they're not giving up too many goals a game, so their defense looks solid. If they want to climb into that last playoff spot, they should get some more offensive production, though.
And we have a big deal with the goalie situation in Carolina. We have obviously veteran Cam Ward, who's been with the franchise his entire career, and newcomer Anton Khudobin. And the Hurricanes, with their payroll, aren't going to be able to afford both goalies come the trade deadline. So we're going to have to make some decisions. What do you think the move is right now for the Hurricanes moving forward?
Well, I think Khudobin's become sort of a fan favorite with his play. Obviously, he was named the NHL First Star of the Month for the month of January, and it's the first time a Canes player has earned that honor in maybe 4 or 5 years. So Khudobin's really at the top of his game right now. I think time will tell if he's able to keep that level of consistency, but I think they should just ride him until he starts to cool off. But Cam Ward has shown that he can perform in the playoffs as well. So once that time rolls around, it'll be a pretty tough decision for him.
All right, I think they're going to give Cam Ward the go-ahead later this week. So we'll see how that plays out, and we'll check in next week.